Hi, this is Rob Yates, and this is the video for Homework 1 of Unit 5, Systems of Equations. Please be sure to put your name and the period you take math at the top of the page. So it says for numbers 1 through 8, for each problem below, translate the words into an algebraic expression. We covered this in our first day. These are exercises in trying to figure out how words are transformed or translated into math symbols. For instance, number 1 says 2 less than a number. We're going to let x be our number, and we're going to subtract 2 from it. X minus 2. That's all there is to it. Twice a number increased by 9? Well, 2x plus 9. The rest are fairly similar. Number 3 is kind of tricky, though. So the product of 3 less a number and 5. So it is x minus 3, 3 less a number, times 5. Use a little distributive property there. A number out of 7 and 4, that means it's a division property. And remember that, so it's going to be x divided by 7. When you're talking about a ratio, you can use a colon or a slash. So it says a ratio of a number and 12 for number 7 here. You want to do something like that. I think the others are easy for you to understand. For numbers 9 and 10, there was some typographical errors, and I apologize for that. I should have read this a little closer before I sent it off to the printers, but I didn't, so now we'll have to make do. For number 9, it says Juan had a birthday party at his house and ordered too much pizza. And there were 2 large pizzas that hadn't even been opened, and another pizza still had 3 slices of pizza left. Altogether, there were 38 slices of pizza left. Well, no, there were not. There were 39 slices of pizza. How many slices of pizzas does one large pizza have? So we have to do a let statement. It says right here, create a let statement. And then write an equation. So we're going to let x equal 1 large pizza in slices. And so we know that we have 2 large pizzas, so we have 2x, and we also know that we have 3 pieces in addition to that, so plus 3 equals 39. Our first step to solve for x would be subtract 3, and we get 2x equals 36. If we divide each side by 2, we get x equals 18. So there are 18 slices per large pizza. Now, for 10, we have another problem. It says Merlin the Wizard has several types of spells. Protection spells prevent harm, and transporting spells move an object from one place to another. Transformational spells turn objects into animals. Merlin has 2 fewer protection spells than transportation spells and 5 more transformational spells than protection spells. He has 30 total. How many of each type? The typo for this problem is that protection and transportation have been transposed, in other words, switched for one another. He actually has 2 fewer transporting spells than protection spells. So we're going to let P equal protection spells. Therefore, for transport, it's P minus 2. And for transform, it's P plus 5. So, our equation is going to be P plus P minus 2 plus P plus 5, sorry, that's a plus, doesn't look like one, equals 30. I can combine my like terms, and I get (3p) plus 3, because negative 2 and 5 equal 3, equals 30. I'll let you solve it from there. Once you do solve it, remember you have to tell how many spells are in each. So once you come with P, the protection spells, don't forget to solve P minus 2 and P plus 5. Okay, let's take a look at 11. It says a triangle has a perimeter of 42 centimeters. The first side is 2 centimeters longer than the second side, and the third side is 10 meters longer than half the length of the second side. How long is each side? Here, we're going to let x equal the second side in centimeters. Remember, we always have to have our units. So that means the first side equals x plus 2, because it is 2 centimeters longer. The second side is x, as you've noticed, and the third side is 1/2, or 0.5, x plus 10. So, x plus 2 plus 1/2 x plus 10 equal 42. If I'm going to combine like terms, I get 2.5x plus 12 equal 42. I'm going to let you solve that, but remember, once you solve x, which is only the second solve, you also have to solve the first and the third side. All right, let's go on to page 2. Okay, page 2 says find the equation that represents the linear models below, then explain what slope and y-intercept represents for each situation. The first graph we get for 12, the x-axis is the number of days. The y-axis is the number of window panes made. So, sounds like we're in a window pane making factory. To find an equation for an existing line, we need to remember we have the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That'll give us slope. And in case you're wondering which is which, you always go left to right. x1, y1, x2, y2. y2 is 173. y1 is 90. x2 is 4. x1 is 0. That gives us 83 over 4, which is the same thing. You go ahead and divide it out as 20.75. We can tell by looking at the graph that B, the y-intercept, is 90. This number is our m, or our slope. So y equals 0.75x plus 90. So what does that slope mean? Don't tell me it means 20.75. What this is an increase of the number of window panes made over a number of days. In this case, 1 day, right? So the slope means that the number of window panes increases by 20.75 every increase of 1 day. The y-intercept represents the 90 panes that they started with. All right, let's take a look at 13. Now that you know how to do these, I'm going to give you a few hints and let you figure them out for yourself. On 13, it says distance traveled along the y-axis and time in seconds along the x-axis. Here we have 369. Here we have 123. At 2, it would be 46, I believe. Yes. Because it's increasing 23 every 2, which means it's going to be 92 up here. So here's an increase of 23. If this is x, excuse me, my goodness, x, and here's y. For every 1, y increases 23. So m equals 23 over 1. My y-intercept is going to be 0. So my equation is y equals 23x. What does the slope mean? What does the y-intercept represent? I'll leave that up to you to explain. For figure 1, once more, you need to figure how much does the y, the increase in y, change over the increase of x. Over here, y increases 2. Over here, y increases 2. 2 for every increase of 1 in x. So, the increase of y is 2. Increase of x is 1. To figure out our y-intercept, we have to back up once to 0. I'm going to put it above, since there's no room below the x. 3 minus the 2 would be 1. So, this equals m, 1 equals b. Write your equation in the y equals mx plus b format. Explain what the slope means, explain what the y-intercept represents. Remember, if this isn't enough for you, that you can come see me in my room after school or before school if you prefer. Also, there are tutors in the library every day before school and after school. So, if you have any questions, come see me, and good luck.